Good Earth spin. Hello world. Greetings on your path again. I'm starting today, cup of tea in hand. As you can see, the steam there is rising. There we go. Got one of my tunes playing on in the background. Been dancing around a bit to that. Oh yeah, my disclaimer. I'm not here to convince anybody of anything. I'm just a human being like you, and we should all make up our own minds. Which screen should I look at? The screen that's showing me myself, or I should look at the camera, really, shouldn't I? Oh yeah, we get extra magic items today because we've passed 2 stages, so you guys get like a wee crystal pyramid. See that? Ooh. So this is sitting underneath you, because you're like a camera. Well, you're a camera to me right now because I'm looking at a camera and it's how I'm recording this and everything, but basically you're sitting on top of my bread chopping board in my kitchen. Re-establish fields. And so it is. 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 Yeah. So today is graduation day from Galactic kindergarten. So the first three episodes, so 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3 are basically very. It's like learning how to swim. You know, you don't really want to be chucked in the deep end without knowing how to swim. So start off with a few basic ones, and. Another wee overview here. Weaving together 22 chapters, episodes, plus intro of starting research for next book, and seeing the ice core pattern line up. 391, 391. $391 Ice Core Truths. ocean tides, solar system, wet and dry cycles, nexus dynamics, nature rules. And today, as well as extra magic items, also got another special guest. So if you've watched the previous episodes, you've met Sparky here. Well, he's brought a friend along. And then there's another special guest as well. And let's see. Okay, that's a bit of that. Okay. Magic items. New magic item. Chunky quartz crystal. Storm staff. Storm staff. Has a wee socket here for crystals and stuff. So I actually found this this storm staff in Edinburgh Meadows one day. It was a storm day in the calendar, and there'd been a storm the night before, and there was all these branches lying around. So this is literally a storm staff. Oh yeah, and today's kin signature. Whew. Been running around town today, getting all missions accomplished. So day 3, and it's Blue Cosmic Storm. Amazing, eh? I endure in order to catalyze, transcending energy. I seal the matrix of self-generation with the cosmic tone of presence. I am guided by the power of abundance. I am a galactic activation portal. Enter me! So we're continuing on the Gnosis path today, and yesterday I forgot to give you the pages of my book, if you're one of the lucky people that has a copy. Where I talk about the Zolkin, because yesterday was the Zolkin. So you can find a bit more Zolkin-y numbers on page 46, and I forgot to say that yesterday. So I thought I'd just mention that now. And then today, you should turn to page 34. All right. So day 3, what's day 3 all about? Okay, so I'm not going to try and do it fast. I'm just going to pause the camera now and then back in a second. So if you want to get yourself a hot drink, go for it. See you in a second. And we're back. How you doing? Today is a blue day, so I'm going to use a blue pen. blue pen isn't working very well. Ooh. So the number 3 is today. What's number 3 about? So in the ancient 100-year-old book published in 1911, so it's 107. So next year this book is going to be 108 years old. Wow. Some books live longer than humans. 107. Wow. Okay. So today is number 3, which is the Empress. And we're doing the Galactic Tarot. So I thought I'd introduce you to the Galactic Tarot card book tome. So this is the Galactic Tarot card book tome here. As you can see, it's got all these images in it here, like this, like that. There we go. So that's the Galactic Tarot book saying hello. So the Galactic Tarot then, what do we have here then on this day 3? Well, first was the 8-fold year, and then we had the 260. What's today? Today is the 365 of the Empress, or Mother Earth. So how does the Empress like her time signatures represented? This might be a familiar geometry. It's sometimes referred to as the fruit of life, and it has 13 circles. Now if you take the 13 and the 365 and you make a geometric measurement out of it, what you happen to find is (13 times 28 plus 1 equals 365). Fractal patterns are starting to form at various different levels and stages, according to particular archetypes associated with a particularly ancient system, which is usually utilized as a form of self-divination, usually in relation to events in your life, choices in your life. There's all kinds of things that you can essentially use the system for, but in this instant it's Galactic Tarot, so it's looking at things from the solar system view, or the galactic view of the solar system as a whole system. Now there's more here, because the 28 that's our ancient 7-day week there, and that's what it fits into, that's where it's from. That's why we have things like making an agreement for a year and a day. The formula up here, 13 times 28 plus 1, so you have make an agreement for a year of 13 months plus a day. That's where this saying comes from. So this knowledge is actually embedded into our ancient stories, because it's the original time system of this planet. So far I don't think I've mentioned the Gregorian calendar. I think I mentioned it was December 1st when I started the videos. There's not really any need to go into the Gregorian calendar, really. I've mentioned all kinds of different ways of looking at the Gregorian calendar over the years. I've written articles, I wrote obviously a book about it. But these are some fairly fundamental perspectives, because the 7 here you have all different geometries, seed of life, all these sorts of things, you know. So these are mathematical codes of creation. Different ways of looking at them, trying to describe things with words and geometries at the same time. So since this is a fractal system, I thought I would share with you one of my prototype fold-away quantum teleportation devices. That was a crystalline mothership there, just beaming in this crazy fold-away quantum teleportation device. What's this? What's this all say here? Recyclable, foldable, biodegradable, fractal, environmental, ecologic, symmetric, back engineerable, reversible, quantum, holistic, universal, sequence, recipe, science, measure, actual reality, 28-day, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. Have you heard the news today? North, east, west, south, earth, water, air, fire. That's the Arcturians just giving a bit of a flyby. I've heard of maybe hearing from the Arcturians. Because I have some pretty deep stuff to share, so I'm slowly working my way up to it, you know. But there are certain things where I've basically been asking my guides, and I've been feeling the presence of various elders that I've met in my life or have been inspired to me, and with the wisdom I've received, basically I've been told that I have to receive clearance from the Arcturians at some point, so that's something to look forward to. How's that going to happen? So, we've done the general basic geometries, and now, thanks to Sparky, we have an extra guest and special guest today, and we're going to go into discussing these things called biomes. I don't know if you've heard of biomes before, but we're just going to go over some general basics of the planet we live on and the different sizes and relative sizes and all this kind of stuff together. So here we go. Of course, I'm getting out the fractal universe board. Got another set of cards here. The other different cards. Down periscope. So what do we got happening down here then? Quantum teleportation. Okay, what do we have happening here? You're running out of batteries, so I'm gonna have to plug you in. Okay, you should be feeling a bit better now. I've plugged you in. The warning light's gone off, so that's cool. Hello, it's me again. My name's Sparky. Hello. So Sparky's gonna be hanging out with us over here. Whoa! Watch out, Sparky. There we go. So who have you brought us to hang out with you today, Sparky? Hello. How are you doing? My name's Tank. Look at me. I'm hard as nails. Right. So what are we looking at here then? Well, we've got things like volcanoes, tsunamis, earthquakes, hurricanes. So they're like sort of elemental discharges of various intense levels of energy of different kinds: fire and air and earth and water. So what is this all about then? I'm just going to zoom you out a bit, make a bit more space. Look at that. There we go. Oh, got a bit more space, so there we go. You can hang out a bit more. Okay. Intense things down there. So, let's have a wee quick look. All these cards, what are they saying? There we go. So a good one to start with is, here we are, planet total, the total of the planet. So the planet we live on, the area of the surface area is 71% ocean, 29% land. So I'm going to put this on this side of the board because it's bigger. It's called bigger circles. And this is smaller over here. Okay, so first we've established that the oceans are bigger. Okay. And the Earth itself, the land, is only, what's that say, 29%. Okay, so what covers the land then? Well, there's different kinds of land. There's things like deserts. So deserts cover about 3%. And there's shrubbery or Mediterranean style climates. And I think they're about 1 or 2%. Still need to check that. Got mountains. So that's another 3%. Got wetlands, so tropical grassland, swampy, that's 2%. We've got tropical rainforests. Now they're actually up at 4%, you know, you wouldn't think of it with all the trees being chopped down and everything, which is absolutely horrendous. What do you guys think about all the trees being chopped down? Well, we're not actually, neither of us are actually very happy about this at all, actually. We're not into overfishing, and we're not into over chopping down trees. You need to stop it, okay? Okay, you're gonna look in my eye this time. See that? See that? Okay. I mean, there is sort of some good news. I've heard some people saying that actually humans have started to plant a lot more trees now, so we're starting to catch up. But they're not the same as ancient woodland. They're not the same as ancient rainforests, which can never be replaced. But good on you for trying, humans. So 2% tundra. That's like sparse, very sparse land. And then just woodlands, regular forest, woody kind of areas. It's another 4%. We've got ice caps, glaciers, so 3%. Now the oceans cover 71% of the area, but only 2% of the water is actually fresh water. So 69% of it is salty water. So there's the salty ocean, so that's the 69 there. Okay, so what's left? Okay, so we have plains. There's quite a lot of plains, farmland, grasslands. So they've got 8%. So that's the fertile lands for all the food that we eat. And, every year the earth regenerates itself and comes back and dies and is reborn. So I think I've got one missing here. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Oh, these two kind of go together. So you've got... What about urban? How much of the area of the surface of the earth? Would you like to take a guess now and maybe write it down? And then we can have a kind of poll to see who gets it right. So we've had anything here from around 1 or 2% to 3 or 4 up to 8. So let's say any number between 1 and 8. And I'll give you another. I'll just sip my tea for a second. I'll let you think about it for a wee while. So between 1 and 8%. How much is covered by human, urban designed, cityscapes, roads, industrial areas, all this kind of stuff. Okay. Now revealed, urban level 3%. Wow, as little as that. That's pretty crazy. I was expecting it to be much more than that. Now obviously there's things like toxic, poisonous areas which humans have created now as well. So they're obviously a part of it. And there's more levels to this because there's atmospheric levels and there's like the inner earth and different stuff like that. But this is another set of cards, like on the first day we had all these different little cards describing different aspects of things which could affect the climate on a certain level, looking at it from a much more expanded viewpoint of a multi-dimensional universe. So here we have it. So, what do you, Sparky? Tank, you got anything else you'd like to say? Please clean up the oceans. We actually really care about you. We're your friends. We're just living creatures just like you. We'd like to live in peace as well. But, keeping things clean is it's a very basic thing. I really wish you'd just clean everything up and stop all the overfishing and the over chopping down trees. And get things in perspective. I mean, look at these numbers. I mean, I'm a turtle. Hey, check out my shell. Yeah, look. Shall we count them, Sparky? Okay. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 3 in the middle. 11, 12, 13. Wow. Cool. Yeah, I'm Tank. They messing with me like. Right. Well, that's another layer of the Path of Gnosis puzzle that we're working out. It has multiple layers. Really does. It's been a fascinating experience. You know, a lot of these things I learned in geography. You know, like, and all these numbers down here and stuff. I'm trying to compile just all the key numbers because that's my thing. You know, is the key numbers, and I don't know if maybe nobody's ever looked at it this way before, but this is just what I do with numbers. That's my thing. So I'm really thankful for Sparky and Tank. So, see you later. We actually have more friends as well, and soon, later in the show, in a few more episodes, we're going to be talking about the oceans. So hopefully more of our friends are going to come and say hello too. So, goodbye for now. Goodbye. So you're back on the magic crystal now. Whoa. A bit of zoom action there. Right, so I'm going to pause you again and then come back with the projector and go through website pages where there are 13-month information. So see you in a second. And we're back. Hope you're enjoying the show. And you know, please remember to like and subscribe to my show. Maybe I've been going a bit too quickly today. I don't know. I've been, you know, getting really excited about these shows, and sort of wanted been doing this for ages. But there's been certain pieces of the puzzle that have only really started to make sense recently. So, right, pieces of the puzzle. I better give you your magic symbol for today. Magic symbol number 3. And I've been writing numbers on my ones, so I don't lose track of which one's which. And I'm going to be needing to know, like, which symbol and which number, and they'll have to be written out in the proper order in order to receive your special prize at the end, which is extra graduation from Natural Time Academy classes, which it will essentially be by the end. It will be academic level quality information. Not that it isn't actually already, but it's quite, people maybe just describe it as maths, you know. I'm like researching physics now. I'm like looking at this as a there's a new theorem about time, and I'm about to share some stuff now about how time fluctuates, which is stuff I've shared years ago to do with the moon and its weekly fluctuations, because what we were looking at before, that's Mother Nature's geometric like geometric units, the 7-day week. So it's like having a ruler, so measurements can be made. So having the 7-day week measurement, you can then see what the actual nature's doing. Some weeks it is 7, but then some is 8 or 6. But you wouldn't know that without the 7. So you have to have both of these things, and I mention that in my book as well. It's I refer to it as the geometric and organic dynamic. So I better load up the internet pages and get everything ready. So back in a second. And we're back again. So here we are at the home page. So first of all, again, fractal contents, and then but this time it's a different one. So over here is fractal contents, and scroll over, and natural time fractal matrix. Engage the natural time fractal matrix. Scroll down. Keep scrolling. So these are archived years from many years ago. So you have cycle 17, 18 and 19. So I'm going to click on 19, see what happens. Okay. So this is cycle 19. And here we have it. We have our natural time system here. There's an extra much bigger detail on this one, basically. If I just do a bit of zoomage here, basically what we have here. Whoa! Okay, that's maybe a bit too much zoomage. I'm going to zoom out again. Okay, try that again. Zoom in a bit more. There we go. Okay. So all these numbers here, if I zoom in with this as well, you can see here it says new moon, half moon, full moon, half moon, and there's various times and number of days between it, so the date and the time when the phenomena occurs, and that could either be done visibly with the eye or use computers by noting when the last time you see the moon and when the first time you see the moon, and all these sorts of things. And underneath the runes you have numbers, and those numbers represent the number of days between each of the phenomena. So hopefully you can see that on the screen, that they change from 7886, 8877, 8777, 8868, 8777. So these were this is the fluctuations for that particular year. So every year it's slightly different, and yeah, basically that's the part of the website I wanted to show you about this. Obviously there's more information about the 13-month calendar all over my websites, because it's one of the things I focused on the most, because it is one of the most founding fundamental levels of the concept of the calendar change. And you know, I've wrote about these topics in my book. You know, cancelling all world debt because it's all corrupt. Let's see. If we add up the entire wealth of the planet and divide it by the population, we're all millionaires. Now, when I say that, I don't actually necessarily mean that I actually need £1,000,000. And I walk around, if it's a sunny day, wow, that's worth £1,000,000 to me. There really is a strange obsession with our planet to do with money and controlling money and being in charge, and it's a very strange energy to try and interact with as a Mayan lineage keeper here in the Western world. So I'm doing my best here. I hope you've been taking notes, because, well, there's a lot of information. It's quite complex, but at the same time, I have, in a sense, laid many foundation stones to help us along our way. So, I've been doing this from a state of consciousness that this just naturally makes sense to me. Just like as a cyclist, it makes sense to me a cyclist is more environmentally friendly than a car driver. Because a cyclist is just breathing in and out. Oxygen, carbon dioxide. Perfectly natural. Nothing to worry about. There's a real big problem with this in our planet at the moment. I didn't realise just how big it was, because whenever I've heard people say pollution, I haven't been thinking carbon dioxide. Nope. Particulates. Dirt. Filth. Honestly, it's pretty basic stuff. I understood this thing as a child. Yeah, cycling around made sense. Okay, so that's a bit of the basics. Obviously there's a lot more to cover, and today is our graduation from Galactic Kindergarten, because we've completed day 1, 2 and 3. Way! Well done. I'm really impressed with you for paying attention and listening to me, because I'm just a little fish. My name's Sparky. Hey! My website, cyrus.org, infinitycodes.net, and the truth will set us free. If it doesn't, it's not the truth. May all beings be free, be free. Infinite healing mandala of love and light, as is this space, a sacred healing temple of love and light. So be it, and so it is. Okay, well done, and feel free to leave comments. Please share this with anybody you think who's maybe an Arcturian as well, like me. So, any mathematicians, physicists, people who think about fractals, they could well be Arcturians as well. We need as many Arcturians as possible right now to figure out this huge equation of all these different things going on and cycles beginning and ending. It would really help, because you see, then we'd understand what's actually happening and when and why, and rather than blaming, pointing fingers and all the rest of it, we could actually respect nature and realise nature rules. Okay, blessed be, have a beautiful day or evening or wherever you are. Thank you. Take care.